I'm more than happy for the topic of conversation to spread away from football.
Absolutely, yeah.
Even, you know, I'm sure it will go back to it, and that might be the basis of our conversations going forward, but there's a lot going on in the world. You have strong views about a lot of stuff, and I guess what we were just talking about in Kanye West is one of them. But some of those things are sort of interlinked with football, and some of them are bigger than football.
Are we live, by the way?
Oh, we're always live.
I had no idea. I literally had no idea.
Yeah, we're going for it. We're just head first.
As in, when you're saying live, what, broadcast?
Oh, no.
Recording.
We are recording, and this will be going up shortly, as soon as possible, basically. I'll get the edit going, and...
So, the point on the name, I was thinking that I don't want it to just be about Arsenal. Yeah, I think there's a lot of very interesting things to talk about beyond Arsenal that I'd love to get into with you as well.
Yeah.
And but it is primarily about football. So I was thinking just really simple. Hugh and Mo's football show.
Oh, right.
Or a football show with Hugh and Mo. It rhymes.
Well, the best way that we can do this, right, is for the people at home to have their say. If you have a name or anything catchy that you would like this show to be called, please do leave it in the comment section below on YouTube, or you can tweet us. What is your Twitter?
At ArsenalMo8. I forgot, I'm not even talking into the microphone, man. I'm such a novice.
At ArsenalMo8 or at hughwizzy. You can tweet us, let us know on the Instagram. Or you on Instagram?
Yep.
Same.
At ArsenalMo8.
Okay. Have you got the handle on all platforms, the same one?
All the ones that I'm on, yeah. But I'm thinking,
that's good.
people are telling me now get on TikTok. So I'm
Oh, yeah. You've got to be on TikTok, bro.
Oh, I can't be.
Oh, come on.
It's such a young man's game, honestly. I just, TikTok is... I need to learn some dances, man, if I want to get on TikTok.
Today's video is sponsored by Displate to make high quality metal posters without the need for nails, hammers or anything like that. There's a huge range of art and themes to choose from, and they're super easy to put up. To apply the Displate to your wall, all you got to do is use the wipe they provide to make sure the surface is clean, wait for 10 minutes, put the protective leaf onto the wall, stick on the magnet and bang. Place your Displate on the magnet and you're all done. There's a huge range, something for everyone, and they make a great gift. So with Christmas coming up, you know what to do. If you want to get yourself some Displates, click on the link in the description box below and you get a discount with your boy. They've got thousands of designs to choose from on their website in pretty much every genre you can think of, including some of the hughwizzy, and I've gone and picked up a few extra ones myself. So if you click that link in the description box below, you get yourself a lovely discount and save yourself a pretty penny stocking up on some Christmas gifts. Always appreciate you supporting me and our sponsors who make this content possible. Now, let's get back to that video.
This is for the ones who
Why didn't you start a channel earlier?
Just wasn't into it. Hated the editing, all that sort of stuff, and I just kind of felt like, oh, well, you know, it's not what I enjoyed doing. I had my day job. Outside of that, I'm going to Arsenal once or twice a week. Let's not forget we were in Europe then, playing football twice a week. What time do I have for keeping my marriage healthy and happy and all that sort of stuff, and enjoying myself, sitting down watching a movie together, going out to a restaurant? So I wanted balance in life.
Has all that gone out the window now that you have started?
No, because the terms that I've done it on now are that, you know, it's only match reactions really, and then I do another podcast, but I'm not the one doing the editing, so I outsource all of that. And that was always my key thing, that I'm not going to be saying to my wife, no, I can't change this nappy right now because I need this video to go up and I'm editing it. You know, I do once. I do my 5 at 5. That's the day after a match by 5 p.m. That stresses me out.
Mo's links are in the description box below. Please do go and subscribe to his channel. Make his life easier. Yeah? Convince his missus that this is the life for him.
To be fair, if it ever got to a stage where, you know, it could replace my day job, I'd be over the moon. But
would she be cool with that as well?
Oh, she wouldn't care. She'd be happy for me, yeah. Listen, I'm an accountant, yeah. People don't get into accountancy for the love of accountancy.
Right.
Yeah, you know, they're not like, oh my God, this spreadsheet's incredible. But what you're doing it because I'm guessing you love it. Yeah. So I'd love to.
I'm also doing it because I'm so far down the line now.
Yeah.
That changing is daunting.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. a couple of times. I don't think anyone should feel like their way of life is the only way for them. There is always another option.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I'm lucky in that I've chosen to do something that I love doing.
And I always say that to people: if you love what you do as a profession that puts bread on the table, it's a huge blessing.
It's not work.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It doesn't feel as much like work.
Yeah.
However, I've been to umpteen countries through work
Yeah.
that I sort of consider holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Where people say to me, "Oh, when did you last go on holiday?" I've been on 2 holidays in like 10 years.
Yeah.
But I've been to so many
Yeah.
other countries through work that it was never a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about England. We've got international football surrounding us at this very moment. We also have England players, past and present, making the headlines. One of which is actually Harry Maguire. He got slated by Roy Keane on TV the other day. He was playing Albania.
Yeah.
If only because
Andorra.
of Andorra.
Yeah.
We playing Albania yesterday.
No, wasn't it Andorra?
Was it
Am I going
Andorra?
mad? What's going on with us?
Sure, it was Albania. Is it Andorra? Maybe
Right.
that's why we were 5-0 up at half time. I respect Albania a little bit.
No, it was Poland, Andorra. It was Albania, yeah.
It was Albania?
Yeah, it was Albania.
Okay. 5-0 up against Albania. Harry Maguire has scored his goal and he's done an incredibly energetic, vivacious celebration into the corner, sliding. Knee slide, Thierry Henry style. Wow.
Yeah, man.
With the, firstly, the cupping of the ears.
Yeah.
And then both the fingers in the ears, which is sort of Jack Grealish celebration these days. And yeah, he's made the headlines with that. A lot of Manchester United fans really not happy with the fact that he was celebrating a goal for England.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know you've got your views, so please do let me know where you stand on this.
I just find it funny. I'm just going to pull up United's results, yeah? So the last 2 games, they've drawn away at Atlanta 2-2. Not bad, but not sort of a performance of control, and it was a last-minute bailout by Ronaldo again.
Gasparini is very underrated.
Yeah, big time, yeah. So, so they've lost the Manchester derby as well, and got that Atlanta result. They battered Tottenham 3-0, but it's Tottenham. Got absolutely battered by Liverpool 5-0. They kept a clean sheet in the Tottenham game, by the way, I must say that. Then the Atlanta game at home, again, not controlling the game, 2-0 down. They finally turn it around, same old story. Before that, Leicester 4, Man United 2, 1-1 Everton. So when you look at this, in the last few games, they've kept 1 clean sheet. So that's 5 games in October, 2 games in November. They've kept 1 clean sheet.
I can actually reel off a stat from memory. They've kept 2 clean sheets in 19 games.
Right, so there you go. Even further back, yeah. They've kept 2 clean sheets in 19 games. You're the £80 million defender that they signed to try and fix that defence. You score a goal against Albania, where the marking was awful. It was Albania, for crying out loud. I couldn't even remember. and then you what? So I'm asking the question: what point are you making with that celebration, given the context of what I've mentioned?
I'm really happy that you've taken that line because I've got the other one.
Oh, good.
Like, how dare you stop me from celebrating a goal that I've scored for my country? Are you mad?
No one's trying to stop him.
Hold on, right. Manchester United fans are all up in arms because their club's down the drain right now. The results haven't been happening. He's looking like a shambles at the back. They're all looking like a fucking shambles, mate. What's the first thing I say when a goalkeeper is conceding too many shots, facing too many shots? When goalkeepers are having to do loads of work, people are like, "Oh, a goalkeeper's great." I'm thinking, your centre backs are looking a bit dodge. When your centre backs aren't performing, I'm thinking, let's have a look at the midfield.
Yeah.
Manchester United midfield is absolutely disgraceful in terms of what they should potentially be able to do with the money they've spent, the players they've got.
Yeah.
Is this a case of people are expecting him to just be this placid, I don't smile because my life's going really badly with Manchester United, every day of every waking minute of every day? I'm sorry for a second, right? We step away. He is out of that negativity. He is into an England space where he's taken us to semi-finals of a European competition, to a final of a European semi-finals of a World Cup, final of the European, the Euros,
Yeah.
and name me 4 other English centre-backs who've done that in the history of English football.
But the point that you're making then is that he's out of that hellhole.
He's out of that hellhole where he is a success,
Yeah,
where he
he's a
is
success.
known
And he's-
as a leader, as a winner, as
And
someone
he's
who's
doing
gone
well.
to the end.
So
He's
then
doing well. He's scored a goal.
So then I
for
ask you
his
the question.
country.
But then I ask you the question then. He's out of that hellhole. He's in a completely different arena now, playing for England when things are going well. So I'll ask you the question again. What point is he making with that celebration? And who is he making that point to?
Do you know what I'll try and do is I'll try and put myself in that position.
Yeah.
Where's he from? Sheffield, is it?
I don't know.
I think he's from Sheffield, but he's come through the ranks. He's played for teams like Hull and, been relegated plenty. He's been down. He's now up. He plays for biggest club in the league or world, if you like.
Well,
one of them. Yeah.
I think it really annoys when people say the biggest club in the world. Honestly, I mean, you're not bigger than Barca and Real.
Manchester United are one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Let's
say, okay, but they're not as big as Real
But anyway,
Madrid.
let's not get into
You
that.
know what
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah,
They're one of the
yeah.
biggest. They make much more money than
Yeah,
Arsenal.
but
much bigger club commercially than us, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's a success in terms of what he's done in his career club-wise, just by achieving getting signed for Manchester United. Yeah. And, whether or not people like this, the price tag is not his fault.
Absolutely,
and as a result, he should feel like a success for having achieved just signing for Manchester United. The next stage is obviously the big thing that fans want. That will be what he wants to push on and be successful at Manchester United.
Yeah, so I agree to an extent with what you said there, but that success is a ladder. And so it is a part of his success, but not the ultimate success.
I'm just trying to basically empathise with his celebration for a second, and I'm putting myself into his journey. So he has come from the bottom, he is at the top. He has taken, or been part of taking England so far, that there is going to be naturally now a much better energy collectively amongst England squad, in an England squad, than there is at Manchester United. Yeah. And if he is going through long periods of fucking turmoil, getting criticised left, right and centre, social media must be an absolute fucking nightmare for a man who they call slabhead, fridge, XYZ. If I break away from that negativity, I rise like a salmon out of water and smash home with that fucking slab head into the bottom corner for my country, who I continue to take to the very ends of tournaments. I'm fucking celebrating, because for 5 minutes or 5 seconds, I've freed myself of everyone talking about how shit I am, and I've just done it for my country. Now what?
Right. But you're not answering my question.
What was the question?
Third time.
Sorry.
Yeah. Who is... what point is he making, and who is he making that point to with the celebration?
I'm making that point to myself. You're telling me I'm no good.
Who's your? So there's an external party here now. Because you're saying you're telling me. Who's your?
It's like, that's social media. That's the press. That is the thing that comes with the price tag. That is everyone who's talking about him. That's
talking about him doing his job where? For England or for Man United?
Well, this is the thing. The people that are criticising him for celebrating for England are not criticising him for his England performances, are they?
But I'm not talking about the people
they're unable to extrapolate or separate him from Manchester United.
But this is my point. Hugh. When the people, I'm not talking about the people who are criticising his celebration. I'm talking about the people criticising him before that has led to the celebration. When he does this, I've asked you the question, but I'm going to put it out there.
Just keep go on. Yeah.
You can tell me whether this is what you think Harry Maguire is doing.
Yeah.
He is saying to those people that are criticising him at Man United that, I'm not hearing you, go on, or like sort of like cupping them and it's a bit antagonistic and then kind of saying, I don't care what you've got to say. Right. His celebration is a response to his United critics. Is that how you've read it?
Well, he doesn't have England critics, and if he does, they're completely delusional.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there are very few centre-backs in the history of the game of football who have achieved what he has for his country, for England.
For England, yeah. So are we agreed that that celebration was a response to United fans and United critics?
I guess.
So then if you're saying to me he's escaped the hellhole, and now he's in a different arena and all that sort of stuff, no one is saying don't celebrate. Go and celebrate. Yeah. But... but you're
only allowed to celebrate in a certain type of way. Because this is funny.
I'm not talking about allowed.
Hold on. what we're doing here is totally contrary to Dominic Calvert-Lewin's shorts.
No, but I'm not saying allowed. I'm not saying
Who is
allowed.
that affecting?
I'm
Who
not
is that hurting?
I'm not saying allowed at all. I'm
Why is
I'm
he-
questioning.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is questioning the sort of like the wisdom of that.
Okay,
and,
right, let's
And
get this
and,
then,
and I'm
yeah.
trying to get into his headspace, as in terms of, I personally, this is the crux of the issue for me. I personally would not feel that I've undone even like kind
Who's
of like
to say he has? What's happening here is it's bad, man. I'll tell you why it's bad, right? This is we are doing our own series / Google Translate version of what he meant by his
Yeah,
celebration,
absolutely, yeah.
which is wrong.
yeah.
What Dominic Calvert-Lewin means by that outfit, or the person who's taken that picture and set the composition of the photo up, is up for debate.
Yeah.
We can talk about it. It's not set in
But
stone.
isn't this up for debate?
Well, it is, yes. But what I'm saying is, it's not him definitely saying X, Y, Z. Maybe
No,
it is
yeah,
in response
yeah,
to
we could
Manchester
be wrong.
United fans. Maybe this is, for me, what I actually got from it, or my translation of his celebration was, I hear the noise, I'm shutting it out, and I'm getting on with me and my career.
Yeah, I don't see that. I think the best way to do that is actually to do it. Do you know when you're watching boxing, someone gets hit square in the face, the first thing they do is they go,
Oh, yeah.
and
yeah.
it's like, well, obviously it did affect you then if you've had to respond to it, you know. So the way I personally think that what you've just, had he won the World Cup, if that was a World Cup winning goal, or if that like got us through to a semi-final or something like that, I'd kind of be like, okay,
So
at
this
least
is
it's something.
This is
of-
actually dehumanizing, man. This is dehumanizing.
That's a big word.
It's basically
Jeez.
saying like you're only allowed to show your true form of expression when I say it's okay.
No, not at all. What I'm saying is that
But how do you know, for example, that despite the fact that he plays for Manchester United, England, that he's getting $100,000 a week, that he is either hated, loved, successful, failed, whatever, how do you know he's not going through the fucking wars
no,
mentally?
he may well
How
be.
do you know that goal wasn't an incredible release for him and he was just
But
like,
the-
you know
but
what, for a
then-
second, I didn't hear it. For
But
that
then-
second, yeah, I didn't hear all the
You
nonsense.
Release it. But I kind of feel as though if we're reading it correctly, and this is a response to United fans, I just feel as though, look, as a United fan, I would be frustrated by that because I would. This isn't a competition. This is not sort of like I'm proving you wrong. You don't want to be in that space. The fact that he's doing that, I don't think is necessarily healthy. He should go and let out your emotion, go and celebrate it, hug your teammates, pump your
You know
fist, jump in the air.
The maddest thing is, it's being made out like he's like pulled off his England top and gone, fuck United fans, slid into the corner with both fingers up. He celebrated by cupping his ears, which, I mean...
But he's playing for
but
England.
lots of footballers do that.
Yeah, but you're
right?
playing for
lots
England.
of footballers run like
Hugh,
that.
you
right?
yourself said he escaped the hellhole. You're playing for England. Focus
Yeah.
on England. Be happy
is.
about...
He is.
No, but
He
this is not...
celebrated the England
The goal
goal.
was for England, but now this is about United, isn't it? That bit's about United.
Well, that's him, though. He is still Harry Maguire, who is still experiencing...
But who's he responding
people-
to? Who's that celebration for? He didn't go up to the England fans. He's playing for England in an England shirt, scoring
mad.
for England, responding to United fans.
Do you know the funny thing
That's
is,
what I
right?
find weird
Get
about
this
it.
right. If he scores for United, how should he celebrate? What is going to be the correct way?
Listen, I think the
Or
correct
more
way...
importantly, what would be a bad way for him to celebrate? Because this was obviously a bad way to celebrate. I saw Ian Wright and Roy Keane slating this guy like he had just killed the Queen. It was unreal.
You know, the thing is, when you just discuss things, people view it as like, oh, slating, right? And this is not the worst thing in the world, what he's done, yeah? But yeah, I mean...
Celebrate a goal.
Yeah, we're talking about it because it's of interest, not because it's like a hugely material thing that's happened in his life or anything like that, or our lives. But I think in terms of how to celebrate things and the importance of a player connecting with fans and interacting with fans, some things are advised, other things are ill-advised. I think this was ill-advised.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying here.
It's,
And I don't think it's a proportionate moment, given the context we outlined earlier. 2 clean sheets in 19 games, all of Man United struggled, things aren't going as well for him. So I don't feel it should be this petty point scoring thing that, oh, I scored a goal for England, so now...
I can celebrate.
Or like now I'm going to sort of like communicate something to United fans. I just think that it doesn't look like a healthy environment.
You know,
for him.
this was my main issue with what Roy Keane in particular has said. It was just so presumptuous that it was like he knew what was going on in Harry Maguire's head.
Yeah. But to talk about it, you have to make that presumption. Don't
Harry
you?
Maguire's been through a lot recently.
Okay.
Whether through his own fault or not. I don't know if people even remember the Mykonos drama. That trial suspended for like up to 8 years.
Okay.
But the media attention that he got as a result of that will have affected him negatively. That will not have been easy to get through. So I can imagine there are multiple reasons why he could be shutting the noise out. And
Fair
I would
enough.
suggest to anyone that is into clearing your headspace, meditation and blocking out the noise is key.
So that's really interesting. Like blocking out the noise. You can either like there's prevention or cure, right? You can either have all of that noise and then find a cure to block it out, or you can try and prevent it by trying to ensure that noise doesn't get created in the first place.
Don't concede goals at Manchester
No,
United.
not don't concede goals, because that's not in your control. I'm talking about things that are 100% in his control. In hindsight, and let's end this conversation here. You have the final word. If the noise is potentially problematic, if you could go back 24 hours or whatever and advise Harry Maguire to do that celebration, if you could say to him, you're going to score a goal, would you advise him to do that celebration or not to do that celebration, given the noise it's now created for him?
I mean, I guess, in my heart of hearts, I'd probably tell him, celebrate more.
In the same way? You
Yeah,
mean?
do it more.
Okay.
Because what I'm really, really keen on not happening, which I can feel happening throughout football, is we have lost all sense of character, personality, individuality. And I guess it's sort of so flippant of me to even say that, having just spoken about Dominic Calvert-Lewin and he's changing the perception.
Yeah.
But that is in a way a beautiful thing, because he is unique in his own thing.
Yeah.
And I grew up falling in love with personalities.
Yeah. Ian Wright.
Yeah. Paul Merson.
So charismatic. Yeah.
These guys, they live, breathe themselves, not just the football, but what they're passionate about, what they bring to the table, who they are, how they've been brought up, all that kind of thing. We are getting to the stage now where we want robots. We don't want anyone to speak out of turn. You're in fact not allowed to celebrate goals. That's what I'm finding out now. I didn't realise.
But
but essentially,
it's the manner.
Because can you understand from my perspective, right? When I'm looking at this for the first time, I was so confused because I hadn't put two and two together. It was only upon reading Twitter where I saw it was Manchester United led or fans who were saying, "Sorry, mate, how are you celebrating this, or how are you replying to us by doing this thing in blocking out the noise?" When you've been performing so badly, it's only Albania. How dare da, 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 da. I just suddenly thought, wow, everyone's a mind reader all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And also, he's just scored for England, bro. I don't care if it's against San Marino. You know when they were doing the comment, Ian Wright's doing the commentary.
Yeah.
They're talking about Harry Kane is 1 goal away from being the second England player, or the first England player to score 4 goals for the country since Ian Wright.
Okay.
Who did Ian Wright score those goals against?
San Marino.
Who the fuck is San Marino?
Yeah.
What, you think you're big because you scored against San Marino, do you?
But that's not
I
the
don't
point.
know, but you celebrated that one big
But
time.
but celebrate it. I'm not
and
saying
you're allowed to.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't celebrate it. But what I'm saying is that I find it bizarre that
But people try to like belittle the fact that, oh, it's Albania.
yeah.
Oh, you think you're big because you scored against Albania.
Even I belittled it. I said it's Albania. But my point is that if you're responding to something, that's something. Yeah, things should be proportionate. Like if I punch you in the face right now, and then my response is meh, that's not proportionate. It doesn't do it justice. What's going on at Man United is a very, very big deal, because of the size of their club and everything like that. This goal, this individual achievement, I don't think is worthy of a response. Now, when he goes and takes England to the final and the semi-final of major competitions, I think that is really significant and that is proportionate. Had he been struggling at United and then that happened and he reacted in that way, I'd say fair enough. He's proving a point that actually, look at what I'm able to do, look at my ability, and I would say that is fitting to respond to the scale of what's going on at Man United. This, I don't think is, and I think for that, all of those emotions and feelings and that desire to respond to these United fans to come out to the fore in such a not irrelevant but in such a small moment, I think just shows that it's not a positive relationship between him and United fans right now. It's not positive what's going on at the club. It doesn't sort of like, you should be a bit of a swan as a professional footballer. Like all the work should not, all of that feeling and emotion shouldn't be seen.
But that's why
You need to keep your cool. The high shouldn't be too high, the low shouldn't be too low. And I can't believe it brought out that much emotion in him. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that means that when he goes out on the pitch, mentally he's natural, he's comfortable, he's confident, he's in the right place. I'd want my players to, like when Xhaka did what he did at Arsenal, for example, I thought, God, this is not good. It's not healthy. You know, you want your players to be in a different headspace. That's my issue with it, that he's an experienced enough guy to know that actually that's not going to be of any benefit, and that's why it's ill-advised. But by all means, celebrate.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's been in, I guess he's been all over social media because of the outfits that he is choosing to wear. Is he choosing to wear these outfits, or is this like a concerted PR spin type thing going on? It's caused quite a lot of controversy anyway because of, I guess, the handbags.
And the last one is like shorts that at first glance they kind of look like a skirt.
Oh yes, that's right. He's on the front cover of a magazine called or something.
Okay. I can't remember. Let's pull the picture up.
Yeah, let's get the picture up.
But it's funny, but also like I think so many people will be watching this really frustrated because you just described it as controversial, and you know a lot of people.
Well, it's controversial in that like not everyone thinks that this is cool.
Yeah, homme, French for man. But yeah, but should it ever be controversial what anyone decides to wear?
Yes.
Should that ever be controversial?
Yes.
It should, yeah.
Well, okay, let me put it like this. You got to be so careful, but I'm just going to say what's on my head, right? It's like this. Let's say, for example, that your kids going to school have a uniform. And that uniform is, you know, specifically tailored for the sexes.
Yeah.
And there is, I guess, some kind of reasoning behind that. But generally speaking, growing up for kids in that classroom, for example, the boys are going to wear shorts or trousers.
Yeah.
And the girls aren't.
Yeah.
Or the girls are going to wear something different. Would it be classified as normal for the boys or girls, in fact, to sort of break those norms? And what impact does that have on the kids around them? Why do kids wear school uniforms, for example? In my head, I'm thinking like it teaches them about, you know, working in a team, or that you are not that different from everybody else, or... You know, there's certain things behind it.
Yeah. It's deeply psychological. Like, the whole concept of a uniform is deeply psychological. And that's why, you know, when you go to the police, for example, everything is uniform. It's not that one baton will be a different colour and stuff. It shows, it's quite powerful to see that. And
that's unity. That is the power of authority and those under its control.
And conformity, that all of these people are going to do the same thing, they're going to act in the same way, that sort of thing. You can't feel like, it doesn't show like, if you're trying to not show any weakness, for example, you want that consistency and that sort of thing. And then when you look at it from the kid's point of view, I feel like it breeds a bit more obedience, that it's like mandated as well. Like you've lost that freedom of choice in a way, so you're a bit more on job. I feel like, I don't know if you felt this, but at school when you were younger, when you wear your own clothes, did you not feel the vibe was different?
I'll be honest, man. Mufti Day is what we called it when I was at school.
Yeah.
You gave £1.
Yeah.
And you could wear whatever you wanted. It was always a day that I feared because
that's really interesting.
We weren't particularly well off.
So that,
and you know, I always felt like, oh, my trainers might not be cool enough, or I just might not have the things that other people expect me to have. So, you know, it was always fine,
Yeah.
and it's actually never an issue.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
my
stress beforehand was actually real. Yeah.
that reason that you've just spoken about there is my biggest reason as to why I agree with uniform as a concept.
Okay, right.
But I think
Okay.
it's children can be awful.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
and
yeah. They're really mean, really.
Uniform's a great leveler.
Yeah. No, I really, I agree. I agree with that, especially having felt
Yeah,
those feelings, right? However, what this is, I mean, let's cut to the chase. What this is there are in that picture in particular undertones of schoolgirl, and I guess it's controversial because people are thinking or asking. Some people are asking, what kind of message is that sending, or what are they trying to do here? So. I have to admit, looking at that picture, that there's a lot of things about this. I'll go through detail that suggest that he's trying to sort of. I don't know what this is. I honestly can't put my finger on it, but I'll point to a couple of things. Right? See the way that his legs are crossed.
Yeah,
that is like a curtsy type thing, or we're going into a curtsy.
It's not a typically masculine way of standing. It's not
Right.
typically masculine pose. Yeah,
We've got
so that's intentional. Yeah,
shoes with quite high heels. I'm not going to say they're high-heeled shoes, but you could say that those are men's shoes. I don't know. You could do men's, or they're sort of unisex shoes in my eyes.
maybe. Yeah.
The shorts are.
Oh, you missed the socks.
Oh, the socks. Okay, the socks. That's interesting because that is something that the boys would not be wearing.
Yeah, white socks pulled up
That's
all the way, and they're sort of like just at a length. They're not. I don't. It just looks more preppy, schoolgirly.
Yeah. See, I used to wear shorts and grey socks at primary school.
Yeah.
But they would either be pulled up all the way like Thierry Henry style, or much lower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyhow, the shorts would be very easy for somebody to confuse with a dress.
With a skirt, yeah.
With a skirt, sorry, yeah. The bag is. How do you define it? It's a handbag.
It's just a handbag.
It's a handbag.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is just a handbag. It's glittery pink, isn't it? Yeah. Let me look at the picture. Isn't it glittery pink? And look, right now at this point in the conversation, people might be turning their hair out.
But Nicholas Bentner wore bright pink neon boots.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that it should or shouldn't be pink. Right now, we're simply just describing the outfit. Yeah. So people watching now, some people that if they're significantly more liberal with like gender as a concept rather than something they believe in, like a society-led concept rather than something they believe in, will be pulling their hair out. Right now, we're not passing judgment. We'll obviously come into what we think of it, but we're just describing the outfit. So you got up to the bag, and then it's the blazer, tie, and shirt, which are all pretty standard. So, like, if I were to do that,
yes,
and
it
you take
looks
the
like
bag
he's in
away,
a suit. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like he's in a suit. Yeah,
Yes.
so that is all pretty.
Even his face is looking sort of softened.
Yeah, but that I think that's what we've articulated here. Every single part of this, from the pose to the shoes to the socks, like every single part of it is.
It's constructed.
Very intentional, very
It's
constructed.
well thought out. Yeah.
So then I guess we have to ask the question.
Which all great pictures are, incidentally, but yeah.
So then I guess it begs the question, why has it been constructed and to achieve what?
Okay, now here I do have a view.
Yeah.
It sort of depends on what the aim is here.
Yeah.
And I guess the aim is, again, why I think people have an issue with it, or at least some people think that it's controversial. What sort of message are we trying to send here? The fact that he is on the front cover of a men's magazine, I'm going to presume it's a fashion magazine. I don't know this magazine.
I'd assume so, yeah.
But even the fact that it's called it might be a gay magazine.
Who knows?
In which case, it changes the whole conversation for me. For example, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a homosexual male, or is it doesn't have to be homosexual. I think maybe it's more. Maybe he's bisexual. Maybe he is. I don't even know what the label has to be, but maybe he is more than a heterosexual man, or that his world is not structured by your sort of archaic, typical men's roles, women's roles. Whatever life he's living, might be promoting that.
Yeah.
However, if he is trying to market himself, or if he is just saying, I'm a straight man, this is, like, for me, it's slightly worrying, because you're sending a very mixed message. And where...
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, you're saying it's mixed, so you've obviously got a preconceived idea of what message, like, a straight man should or generally does send out in society.
Yes, I do.
So I think, you know, the question about what are they trying to achieve by constructing this image is exactly that. So if you're saying that it sends a mixed message, they're trying to say that we are trying to mix it, because that mixing of it is challenging the society-led ideas of what a straight man should look, walk, talk, dress like.
Right. Okay. And I guess that is wherein I'm starting to get confused, and I'm worried about the youth, because look, I'll put it frankly like this. Say you go out with your mates, 4 mates, 4 guys.
Yeah.
You're on a night out.
Yeah.
And one of you decides to wear a dress.
Yeah.
That is going to just impact the way that people talk to you, people, you know, interact with you.
But that's because
people
of
judge you.
It's because of years and years and years of society telling us that boys don't wear dresses.
Why are boys wearing dresses though?
So let's flip it. Why shouldn't boys wear dresses?
Because they're not made for boys.
But who said that? What? And this, look.
No, I get where you're coming from, and I hear it.
Who says that?
I'm even hearing myself saying it and thinking, well, like, who does make the rules here? But honestly, man, look, I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
If I have kids, do I want my son to grow up with like this confusion as to where he is supposed to be?
It might not be confusion. Maybe we're the ones that are confused, right? And this is me being like very objective in my thinking, because obviously I've got opinions on what I want to wear. I have an 8-month-old son. I've got opinions on what I'd like to see him wearing, what I think is a nice outfit for a man to wear. But maybe we're the confused ones because we're bringing gender into it. Maybe that's the confusion that they're challenging. That are we really, really clear on why a man can't wear a skirt but can wear a kilt, and women can wear skirts and trousers, but men can obviously wear trousers? Like, where does it end?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know, my granddad, like a typical Pakistani thing to wear is like this big sheet sort of wrapped around your waist and tucked in. So it looks like a long skirt. But because it's not a skirt, it's fine. If I went and my granddad was wearing a pencil skirt, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing?
See, again,
we're the confused ones, maybe.
Again, these things all have reason. Like the reason that your granddad is wearing a robe is probably because he's in a really hot country, and it's, you know, it's healthy to keep your body aired or
maybe
cool, or the same way that, you know, Premier League football, male Premier League footballers are not wearing skirts is because
what? But that's
because
the thing.
we've got to keep the bits locked up with the shorts, bro.
But these are shorts.
Okay.
So then now
those are shorts. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is wearing shorts in that picture, but the shorts are giving you the impression that they're a skirt.
Yeah.
Is it a dress or a skirt?
It's a skirt. But you know what, Hugh? I kind of feel like we're obviously like really dissecting the outfit. Let's go really high level here.
Yeah.
I would never, ever wear that in a million years.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Change the shorts
to trousers
and change the shoes to trainers.
Yeah.
I'm calm. That's calm.
Yeah, but
I'll wear the outfit. The bag is a little bit like what's going on with the bag.
No, I wouldn't do the bag. I would never have my hair like that. The shirt's polka dot, by the way. That's fine. Yeah, I can rock that. Black tie, black blazer, all of that. But let's just take that. I would never dress like that. But I love the fact that he's done it. And so then, like, I have to ask myself, well, okay,
what is it you love about the fact that he's done that?
I love the fact that he's...
Is it like pushing boundaries?
No, like, the term is boiling the piss. Yeah, he's boiling the piss of people that have got nothing better to do than to get worked up about that. And also... No.
Hold on a second, because this is one thing, right? I couldn't give a flying arse or a rat's arse what he gets up to in his spare time. I'm really happy for another fellow mixed race brother who is getting the bag, and he now must be getting the maddest bags because everybody wants a picture of him with a handbag. On the flip side, I'm very aware of my sons, and I say my sons to the people that I know are easily influenced, to the people that are constantly being manipulated by borderline agenda propaganda that is around us 24/7.
There is that, but I'm more comfortable with this because when you see like stuff aimed at children about gender fluidity and all of these sorts of things, I think to myself, let's not burden children with that. Let's talk about these very sort of like new in our lifetime topics, and like quite confusing ones for anyone, no matter how intelligent you are. Let's not burden children with it, because I don't think they have the capacity to really think about all angles of it. Some of these, some things can be quite irreversible. If you decide to take like hormone therapy or whatever, it's going to be really, really difficult. So no one should be making those decisions too young. And we have rules like that all the time. Like you can't get a tattoo until you're a certain age, for example. You can't start drinking until you're a certain age, because we understand that these things are difficult. But this is not aimed at children. This magazine is £6.50. There's no kid going out and buying this magazine, you'd think. It's not a child's magazine. So I'm calm with this. And actually, I think that this shows this ties in, it's not just about what men wear. As a youngster, would you have been comfortable crying in a movie in front of your mates? I wouldn't.
Maybe not comfortable, but I almost certainly did it. I'm an emotional guy.
Yeah.
Look, man, my thing with this, right, is as well that maybe it isn't aimed at kids. Kids will see this because he is a lot of kids' heroes. He's going to be a lot of Everton kids' hero.
But there's nothing to say that we're right. I would not want my son to dress like that. I would find that strange.
No, it's not even that I was going to say, man. Look, it's like you see this magazine here. Let's say that it's marketed to a mature adult male audience. My worry is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin in that picture is being used as this sort of, what is the word? Lolita type figure. I'm sorry to say this, but there is a real youthful sort of undertone to this.
But what's wrong with that?
Well,
this is what I'm trying to explore here. Why does that worry you?
Why does that worry me? Because it might be him getting paid or allowing himself to the transaction to be cash for use me as what you want.
But don't people do that all the time? People will wear outfits that they don't want to wear. You got flipping Jose Mourinho, who's minted doing Silly Paddy Power adverts and stuff. Isn't he being used?
Okay, right. Again, I guess that's a gambling thing, and I guess that's sending a bad message to kids as well. But my worry is the children, man. Children are so easily influenced that.
But what is the worry if a child wears that outfit? Who suffers?
Are you fine with your son wearing that outfit?
I do not want my son to wear that outfit.
Why?
Because I don't like it. I don't think that.
What is it about that outfit that you don't want your son wearing? Because underneath it all, I feel a little bit like it's fine for him if he is like that. Like, if that is your truth, Dominic, you want the world to know that. But you're saying like that.
Are you talking about sexual preferences? Or just sort of like just what he likes, rather than being paid to wear something?
No, I've got to be completely honest, man, because I don't want this to become, us doing tiptoeing around.
Oh yeah, forget all of that. Yeah, if we get cancelled, we get cancelled.
The PC statements. The fact of the matter is, I don't know any straight men that wear dresses, and there is a reason for that. But
this is my question.
Why?
Is there a link between what you wear and who you find attractive? Should there be a link?
Well, there is a link between what you wear and who you are, for sure.
Yeah, but the point is, I could be paid enough to wear that exact same outfit. Yes, that's who I am.
Correct. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So that can be who he is.
Right.
And maybe we're the confused ones.
Are you not seeing like a pattern here where, maybe he is one day, he has one day decided to wear this funky outfit. It's got a lot of traction, and now people have realised, and now he's realised, I'm going to play that game. My only worry is, if you are not really that person, if you do not wear those clothes, or if you are not that way inclined, then you're potentially like confusing people.
Yeah, listen, man.
That's all.
My wife gets really annoyed when she sees like celebrities advertising like Head and Shoulders, like, you know, a celebrity.
Yeah, you don't use that.
Yeah, you don't use that. So that's what you're saying here.
Yeah.
That's not your reality. But we know that people, you know, there might be youngsters that will see that and not distinguish that, because it takes a bit of maturity and awareness to think Jennifer Lopez or whoever it might be probably doesn't use Head and Shoulders, but they still do it. So why do you not have a problem with that, but you have a problem with this? Jose Mourinho does Paddy Power. Look, Ian Wright did Chicken Tonight back in the day.
Head and Shoulders and Chicken Tonight are not going to change people's lives, bro. I'm talking about young people. You know, when you're young, you got that blank canvas. I don't know, but maybe we do want to move into a world where it is acceptable, normal, and people don't bat an eyelid when they see men, women, dogs all wearing dresses. Like, maybe that is the future. But,
yeah, and I think that it probably is the future. But
that is the future.
All I'm doing is continually challenging my understanding of the world around me, because
I hear you.
I don't ever kind of have this default expectation that what I think is right.
Look, there is a way of countering kind of what I'm saying, and you know, you're basically saying that the norms that society has created have left us with, you know, a closed way of thinking.
Perhaps, yeah, to stuff like this.
Does that really affect people's lives?
Yeah, someone can wear that. Does it make them a bad person? Will they treat someone on the street any less? We were talking about homelessness earlier. He might wear that outfit and go and do amazing things for homeless people. Someone might wear a more traditional outfit like what we're wearing and go and be an absolute prick. I mean, and so it's not what's important.
What about the message? What about the message that this is sending? You don't find that
the message that it's sending is that you can wear, to me, it's a case of this is
you can wear anything you want.
You can wear what you want, and it doesn't matter in the sense that, provided it's, you know, I have an issue when it's indecent, you know, like if you turn up to a family beach and you're wearing like the tightest little budgie smugglers, I'd have an issue with that. Or if you're wearing like the dirtiest bikini, I'd have an issue with that, because like, let's protect children from
Speedos. Let's protect children from Speedos.
Yeah, little budgie smugglers. Yeah.
Wait.
I would not.
No. See, again, I've got a problem with that.
Okay.
Because essentially, what you're teaching kids then is, what are you saying? Like, everyone should wear the shorts, the long shorts?
No, just nothing. Like, I don't think children should be exposed to like overly sexualized imagery and that sort of thing.
Okay, see, that's so interesting, man, because the way that you're describing a man on a beach wearing Speedos or swimming trunks is sort of the way that I'm viewing Calvert-Lewin in this picture, where he could be wearing a dress. Because you're saying, I don't want the kids exposed to over-sexualized things.
I don't want...
That is the most natural thing you could ever see. It's a man and his fucking bits. This is, you are trying to play with my mind. That's
right,
what I think.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't want a child to see the outline of a bloke's schlong. Yeah,
but like, that's okay, right? Yeah,
yeah. But I hear what you're saying.
You know, the funny thing is, man, that in that image on the beach, you have almost everything on show, and to me, it is the most natural thing that you can see. With this image, you can't see anything sexualized or sexual or too implicit, but the undertones are sexual, man. I feel that this guy, who is a grown man, is being made out to have this young schoolboy / schoolgirl, maybe ambiguous, thing about it. And that energy is fine if that is who you are and you are trying to raise awareness for you and yours, or just in general. My worry is that he's being used, and he's sort of falling into this trap happily because of the bag that he's getting paid.
Yeah, but then it goes back to the point that I was making earlier, that celebrities are always used. So many people that do advertising, they're always used. There's a price for kind of doing something. But on one hand, I do see what you're saying, that it is propaganda in a sense, in terms of changing the way we see the world right now.
But you think that's a good thing?
It is potentially a good thing, because I don't think necessarily the world is a great place. And also we should constantly be challenging why we've reached certain conclusions in the world.
Okay, look.
Yeah.
I want to
but on the other hand, what I would say is that I think what's also a really powerful message is that, you know, I was talking about crying during movies earlier. I've been grown up, the way I've grown up, it's not like someone's ever said it to me explicitly that boys don't cry. That's how I've been grown up. It's not like something that you can comfortably do. And I think what stuff like this does, it challenges society's expectations of men. When you look at men in society, we kill more people, we're imprisoned more, we commit more suicide. There's a lot of pressures that men face, and there's a lot of pressures that women face as well, but right now we're talking about men, that manifest themselves in strange ways in men. And is that perhaps because of how we're told that we need to be and how we're told that we need to act? So if someone, if a youngster, because that's what we care about, you know, if a youngster sees this, and I know I'm reaching here, and they see that and they think, oh, that challenges everything that I know,
maybe I can be more
Yeah.
myself or
Yeah,
who I want to be, then it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I can see
maybe
where
I
you're
can
coming
challenge
from,
some other things that I find difficult.
And this is
so-
why I was trying to stress, man, if that's his truth, or if he's trying to do something for people who are, you know, a minority or are feeling attacked or can't be themselves, then it's fantastic. It's just that I hope that, you know, I don't know whether you don't have to believe in it, but you will certainly have heard of that there is an agenda in media these days, and that is trying to manipulate young kids' minds. And maybe that is a good thing for a lot of people who've been forced to live a closed life. For kids who have no idea and have that blank canvas, for me, it's potentially very dangerous. Maybe we will, though, move into a more open-minded society where things as basic as the clothes that you wear don't define you.
Yeah.
However, if you don't want to be defined by what you do or wear, then you should probably not be trying to make outlandish statements, which I'm sorry to say he is doing. Even if it is as simple as you posting the handbag on your Instagram, when you first do that and you have 150 other posts with no handbags in, and then the following 5 posts all have handbags in, you've clocked the game and you're now playing it.
Yeah. But I think there's also, you know, focusing on the positive, really powerful message here that he can go and tear up the Premier League, the finest league on earth. You know, football, it's a physical sport, it's very physically demanding. He can go and bully a defender, leap high into the air, score a really powerful header. These are all like what I'm evoking here, some real masculine sort of like, yeah, grr, look at me, like bossing it. And then go and do that. And it kind of opens the door to kind of say, actually, you can do whatever you want. You know, there's like, why is there no woman F1 driver? If a little girl might look at that and be like, well, if he can do that and then do this, then maybe I can wear my dress and go and do that.
So are you open
there's
to
a
that?
paradox.
Then? Are you open to basically football being unisex?
No, I'm not saying that.
Why?
But
What's the difference?
because I think that there are, like, you know, this is just statistics, isn't it? When you look at the 100 meter times, 400 meter times, I mean, you look at sports that require physical prowess,
Right.
men they rank higher than women.
Okay.
When you can do empirical tests, like 100 meter sprints.
But there is a limit to.
But what I'm
you're
saying is that
Formula One driver.
yeah, but Formula One is about the car. I think that it's more of a leveler. So I think women can potentially compete with men when it comes to just driving.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
but
they do it in horse racing.
Okay. Or
Um,
like dressage and
no,
that sort
like
of thing.
jockeys.
Oh right, okay.
Female
yeah, I did-
jockeys is a thing. Man.
Yeah, I didn't know
they
that.
they race.
I'm not
with-
into horse
with-
racing, so
with the
yeah.
men. I think they're like more rare than men,
Okay.
but they're perfectly capable of doing exactly the same thing.
I saw a fight the other day, like UFC style thing, but it wasn't UFC, where it was a man and a woman.
Huh?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
awful.
no, that's-
It was awful. It was farcical. I didn't even clock.
what?
My brain is
What
so trained. Hugh, my brain
Where are
is
you
so
watching this?
trained. It just came up on the feed on like
my
Twitter or something.
God.
My brain is so trained to not see a man and a woman fighting
Yeah.
that I clocked that it was a woman,
Yeah.
and I didn't even clock that the other person was topless, and
Oh.
and that therefore it's a man. I just thought, oh, it's 2 women, and I just thought the fight was really strange. You know, sometimes you'll see something and you won't get the point of it.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the context in which it had been uploaded. The context was obviously to shed light on the fact that it's a man and women fighting. And this woman looked scared, didn't land a punch, and the fight ended very, very quickly. And I thought, my God, the world's gone mad. But what I'm saying is that where it's safe and fair to do
woman
so.
knocked the guy out.
No.
He
no.
knocked her out.
He didn't even knock her out. She just couldn't do anything. She was like trying to get away from him, and then they just stopped the fight very quickly. But my point is, where it's possible, like let's try and make the world as equal. Like they do mixed tennis doubles. I think that's a good step. That wouldn't have always existed, but I think that's a really good step. If Formula One cars can be a leveler between the genders and women can compete against men, great, go and do that.
You know, the funny thing is, man, even in hindsight of this conversation, I can hear certain things that I've said and I'm like, I don't agree with that. Because I know, for example, I might not be doing it right now, but sometimes I wear things that other people wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm perfectly comfortable going to the shops in a towel.
I need to see this.
You know, and that could be dressing gown, towel on head,
Right, okay.
flip-flops.
Yeah.
It could be that I like wearing open-toe sandals.
Yeah.
A lot of men have insecurities about showing their feet.
Okay.
Or just things that are maybe not as outlandish as this, but I feel comfortable in myself to be able to do that, so I can sort of relate to someone who is, you know, feeling like, oh, well, they don't wear that, but why would anyone think anything of me if I do?
But it seems like the difference is when you're doing stuff like that, you're not trying to do or trying to influence or trying to manipulate anyone.
Yeah.
You're just being you, whilst you don't think he's just being Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Well, it's not that I don't think, it's that I'm questioning how the media would have latched on, because I know how this works, man. People want clicks, people want traction, and they also want to throw a spanner into the system.
Yeah.
The system may not be perfect.
Yeah.
Like we're saying, you know, a lot of people are going to be living a life where they feel like they can't really be themselves because they will be judged. Maybe this is the type of thing that somewhere in a boardroom there has been a conscious decision to change that about society. Yeah. And this could be part of that.
Maybe. Well, this is like, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Just one image. But when you really get into the conversation, it's so
why it's
deep.
so powerful.
So it's really powerful. Yeah. And I think what's really interesting that you've said, you might not agree with certain things you've just said 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. And to me, that just shows that we should all be kind of like honest and open enough to know that we're constantly evolving and learning. And
super
this is
tricky, man.
It's super tricky. This is part of that learning process. Maybe this picture is just a question. Maybe it's not propaganda, as maybe we've called it. Maybe it's just a question. Like, is this normal? I mean, is this not? I don't know.
My worry is for him. It's like what he has done with, in the space of like a couple of months, really, is he has become synonymous with handbags and, you know, other forms of fashion, I guess. And that's great. Become, you know, well known for something else that other than the actual fucking football. Fantastic. It might give him longevity or another option in career path.
But look, you know, Hugh, the thing is, right, I don't think this is a moral, like a strong moral issue or anything like that. I don't think it's really harming anyone. And I just think that when I see people reacting really, really badly to it and getting up in arms and having their piss boiled about it, I'm just thinking, come on, man, focus on something important, get over it. And I guess that for me is a conclusion of this. Let him wear what he wants, because that's what the society we live in, freedom of expression. If I want to wear a dress today, I can wear a dress today. 20 years ago.
You can. What does that mean? What's your wife going to say? What would your wife say if you just said, you know what, love, I've decided that Dominic's inspired me and I need to just try this handbag today.
Yeah, trust me, she would not be into it. But look, guys wear man bags now.
No, they do. I've got a friend who's got one.
Yeah, I find that weird. Like, I look at people with like crossbody Nike or Armani handbag.
I'm talking about the, like, you know, they're sort of business like. You could probably fit, you know, a phone, wallet, and a few papers in there. Right. But they go sort of tucked under the thing.
Right,
There's no hold all or anything. Right. It's like a big purse.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's quite a lot of that going around these days. And it's great.
I find the crossbody man bags weird, because I'm looking at that thinking it's just a handbag. Like, what do you possibly need to keep in there?
Bag.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like, but it's weird, isn't it? Because it is so confusing. What you're describing sounds like more professional to me, like leather, clutch, looks presentable, that sort of thing. You would never wear a suit and a crossbody sort of thing. So it feels a bit more presentable. Whilst like that fanny pack sort of thing. Yeah. If I see a guy wearing that, I'm like, it looks lame, but it doesn't look like it's a gender flipping mind thing, you know. But it's so weird. Like, you know, we're saying that you wear something around your waist and it's a fanny pack, but as soon as you take that diagonally and cross it over,
Yeah.
Or for me, I think like that's odd. It's a handbag.
Yeah.
But then if you wear something similar and it's draped over a shoulder, then it's not okay. Like, the whole thing is really confusing.
I tell you what, really opened my eyes, man. I lived in New York, as you know, for 5-6 years, and I really, I would say I sort of found myself over there, or
Okay.
at least that was a place where, completely in contrast to London, I felt you were free to be yourself.
Yeah.
And honestly, in New York, more so than anywhere I've ever been on earth, there are just so many people who have invented themselves or
Yeah.
are so sort of far down the line in their journey of self-discovery that they created these quite unique sounding, looking, acting people.
Yeah.
And yeah, walking down some of the streets, I would see the most outlandish outfits I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The shiniest, biggest boots, just
Yeah.
earrings, things happening all
Yeah,
over
yeah.
the place. No fear. And I have to admit that at the time, that was really freeing.
Yeah.
Just knowing that, for example, you know, when you're doing your YouTube thing, if you are walking down the street
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
in London, I promise you it's a very different feeling to other parts of the world.
Okay.
In New York, I never really got looked at
Yeah.
because there's so many other people doing mad stuff that you're quite like normal, if you or that is common.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a case of the more stuff like this happens, the more people, you know, open themselves up to what we're not used to, that becomes normal and people stop taking it. Maybe we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll flip the conversation on to another controversial topic, which is going to be Harry Maguire. He's been...
I can't ever imagine Harry Maguire dressing like that. Can you imagine him rocking this outfit?
Yeah, he's not got the sort of boyish...
Yeah. But yeah, Harry
Lolita thing
Maguire.
going on. The fridge in a dress, I don't know.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so
Someone will be into it.
yeah, more power to him. But you know, the point is, I don't really care. I just don't really care. I find it,
Yeah,
it's very deep. It's very interesting to society and history and all that sort of stuff. But when people wear what they want to wear, provided it's not doing any, you know, obvious damage to anyone, I've got a problem with it.
Well, please do let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new and drop the damn thing a like. Turn those notifications on as well so you never miss when these episodes go live. I'm going to leave Mo's links in the description box below. I'll catch you on the flip side, Mo. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Put your comments. Let us know what you think of the stuff we've been talking about. I don't even know if it's been sort of like me versus you on like the say Maguire issue or the DCL
Put
issue.
them up.
But if you
No,
feel like it's been
yeah.
like that, let us know like
Yeah.
what points you agree with and stuff. So.
And we'd love any comments, questions, or great topics that we can go through. So please do leave them down below. But for now, we've been, what are we calling it?
Hugh and Mo's football show.
Okay.
Hugh and Mo and a
It
football
probably
show. I
won't
don't
be.
know, man.
Whatever.
I just
we're asking you. Yeah. There you go. Sweet. Okay,
rolls
catch
off
you
the
next
tongue.
time.